We're ready. Hi, everybody. I'm Edna Buxton, and I'm an agent here with my husband, Brent. We're on the Buxton team. And years ago, I got into DISC. And during COVID, I decided I was going to become a John Maxwell Behavioral Analysis trainer. And I love DISC. It's helped me sell lots of homes, has helped me connect with lots of people. So I want to help you guys connect with a lot of people. Does everybody have one of these sheets? I think I flipped them over, and we're going to do a little icebreaker. Does everybody have a sheet? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're going to have 7 seconds to find as many numbers in numerical order that you can. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So I'm going to give you 7 seconds. Is everybody ready?
Okay.
All right, you're going to find as many numbers as you can in numerical order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have a sheet?
Yeah. So start at the 1 and just try to keep going?
Yep. Yes. Yes. You're going to keep going. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my goodness. And you have little pencils. So once I say start, you've got 7 seconds. You guys ready? No cheating. Okay, ready? Go. Okay, stop.
Oh, wow. I lost the rule. I thought it was like drawing from one to the other.
No, just circle. Just find it. Okay. All right. Who got to 10?
10? Oh, my gosh.
No?
Can
Okay.
we do it again?
You're going to. Hang on.
Okay.
All right. All right. So take your pen, and I want you to go down vertically between 37 and 46. Go all the way down. Draw a line down. And then another line from between 45 and 56 horizontally all the way up to the 18.
45?
Yep, 45 and 56, you're going to draw horizontally all the way up to 18. Got it?
Wait,
no. No, okay. You're going to draw a line. Just take your pen and draw a line between 45 and 56. Like, just horizontally. No, between. This way.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Horizontally. There you go. And then the other one's going to go this way.
Got it.
Everybody got it? It's going to look like a cross on the sheet?
I think so.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to give you another 7 seconds, and this time you might notice the pattern. So let's go. Ready, set, go. Same thing. Start from you. And stop. Did you guys pick up a pattern? Yeah, it's so much easier when you know the pattern. So I'm going to show you the patterns for the DISC profile. So before we do that, who got up to 10? Yeah. Okay, who got up to 20? You got 14? 16? 15? Who got more than 16? We have a winner. You get a gift card.
Oh, what?
Yeah. You got 16. What?
Somebody got alive if you had done that.
I'll fight for it.
Wonderful. All right.
Yeah, I really just had to reload my account today.
Where did mine? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job, guys. All right. As realtors, we are trained to present houses, but the truth is we don't sell houses. We connect with people. At an open house, every person who walks through that door makes decisions differently based on their DISC profile. If I can identify whether they are a D, an I, an S, or a C within the first 7 seconds, I can adjust my communication style, and that dramatically increases trust. So today I'm going to show you how I quickly identify each style and how I pivot in real time. So step 1, I watch before I talk. When someone walks in, I immediately observe how fast are they moving? Are they talking first or observing first? Are they looking at the features or reading a detailed sheet that probably they brought in themselves? Are they alone or discussing with someone? Or did they bring a friend with them? Those cues usually tell me their DISC style profile. So the first one we have up here is the dominant, result-driven person. They're the ones that are going to move quickly through the house. They're going to ask about price and competition, minimal small talk. They don't want to talk to you. They want the bottom line answers, and respond efficiency with numbers is what you want to do. So these people, how I spot them, I just told them, they move fast, they get straight to the point, they ask about price, competition, days on the market, and they don't linger in rooms. What I do, I skip the small talk. I give numbers. I focus on value and leverage at this point. So Peter has talked about when he's showing a house, he hangs back and lets them go and look at the rooms. Don't follow them. I've heard you say that so many times.
I think that what you're describing actually could be a C. Like they could actually hide themselves.
They could, and they both have similarities when it comes to that part of it. The D, though, is he is not going to want all that information that the C is going to want. So I would hang back. Instead of saying, isn't this a beautiful kitchen? I might say, this home is priced $12,000 under the neighborhood average and has only been on the market 9 days. So that's pretty specific and to the point. And at that point, when they're getting ready to leave, I will say, hey, an advantage that you might want to think about is there's a home coming up on the market pretty soon, and I've got all that information for you, and I know that it's going to come on pretty soon. Can I get your name and number and email address, and I'll just send that to you. And I don't say anything after that. I just sit there with my pen and paper ready to write. I usually get the information. So the next one's an I.
We'll get there.
Okay. I. Their influence, they're people and vision driven. How I spot them. They start talking immediately. They tell me about their dog, their kids, their last house. They comment on decor and staging. They are expressive and animated. What I do, I engage. We're going to be fast friends. I paint a lifestyle picture. I build energy. Instead of numbers first, I say, can you imagine hosting in this kitchen with your friends? And how about that backyard? You can fit so many people back there. They want connection and excitement. I will ask them if they want to meet up for coffee. The other thing I might tell them is, hey, I've got some information about this neighborhood and all the things they do here. They've got parties, whatever the HOA has. I'll have that information. I don't usually give that out to everybody, but that's how I'll get their name and number is I'll say, hey, do you want to know what the next party is going to be here and maybe get you invited here, and I'll get their name and number. All right. So sometimes a D and an I. So you have all four of these in you, D-I-S-C. And most Ds have an I in them too, above the line. So they're going to be friendlier, the D and the I, when they're higher. When you see a D and a C, they have conflict in their lives. So the D and the C are opposites, and you'll see when I have the C up there what I mean by that. All right.
You look perplexed. SC? Yeah,
Your C? Next S, yeah. SC, yeah. All right, S. Steadiness, stability driven. How I spot them, they move calmly and steadily. They often come as a couple or with friends. They ask about schools, neighbors, and safety. They don't rush decisions. What I do, I slow down. I reassure them. I focus on community and long-term comfort. I might say the sellers have lived here 18 years. The neighbors on both sides have been here just as long. The more I talk about community and how great the community is, the safer they feel. They want security and trust. So I will tell them I have more information, again, about how long the neighbors have been, what's going on in the neighborhood, and I'll get their information that way. The next one's a C. So Brent's a C. And I don't know if you noticed the beginning of this, it was very colorful and had all this stuff. He got a hold of my presentation and changed it. We represent all four styles between the two of us, so it's kind of funny. Okay, so the C is detail and accuracy driven. How I spot them. They read every page of the listing. These are the guys that you are going to send all the information to, the contract before they close, all of that, because they will want to read every single thing. They ask about roof age, HVAC dates, utility averages. They take notes. They verify information. What I do is I provide documentation. I avoid exaggeration, and I give specifics. The roof was replaced in 2021. Here's the invoice. Average electric bill, $165 a month. Now, I probably wouldn't give it to them right then. I'd say, hey, what's your email address? I'll go ahead and send you that. It's a good way to get that to them. And the other thing I have here is if you have people on your team, I wrote down, I've got the different discs and how they work. So the dominant driver is general characteristics. They're decisive, high ego strength, problem solvers, risk takers, self-starters. The value to your team, bottom line organizers, place high value on time, challenges the status quo, and possible weaknesses, they overstep authority, their argumentative attitude, they dislike routine, and they attempt too much at once. Greatest fear is being taken advantage of. The I, they're influencing and inspiring. General characteristics, they're enthusiastic, trusting, optimistic, persuasive, talkative, impulsive, emotional. Value to the team, they're creative problem solvers. They're a great encourager. They motivate others to achieve. Positive sense of humor, negotiates conflicts, and they're peacemakers. Possible weakness, more concerned with popularity than tangible results. Inattentive to detail, overuses gestures and facial expressions. They tend to listen only when it's convenient because they're busy looking at the squirrel. All right, C, they're compliant and correct. General characteristics of the C, they're accurate, analytic, careful, fact finders, and they criticize and everything, and they test information. So they want to make sure it's totally correct before they go out and say, hey, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Possible weaknesses, they need clear-cut boundaries for actions, relationships, bound by procedures and methods. They get bogged down with details, prefer not to verbalize feelings, will give in rather than argue. Greatest fear is criticism. And the S, did we do S yet? Okay. All right, the S, they're steady. They're good listeners, team players, possessive, steady, predictable, understanding, and friendly. Value to the team, they're reliable, dependable, loyal team worker, compliant towards authority, good listeners, patient, empathetic, and good reconciling conflicts. Possible weakness, they resist change. So when they're looking at a house, they're going through a lot of change. So you got to be a little bit slower for them on that. They take long time to adjust to change, holds a grudge, sensitive to criticism, difficulty establishing priorities. Greatest fear is loss of security. I did have a sheet that tells me how they dress. So the D is going to dress structured, tailored, minimal quality pieces. Behavior is fast-paced, direct scans the room. They'll ask questions like price per square foot, comps, bottom line. Respond by concise figures, lead with strongest features. The I is the influence, so they're going to dress colorfully, trendy, expressive. They're going to have lots of accessories. Their behavior is social, energetic, visualizing entertainment. Ask, isn't this gorgeous? Can you imagine hosting, is what I would ask them. Respond, you slow down with the S's. Build trust, emphasize security. And again, the C, they're going to dress conservative, neat, polished. Their behavior inspects details, asks technical questions. They ask age of roof, HVAC, utility costs, and your response provide precise facts and data. So I don't change who I am when I'm in an open house. I just move to who I'm in front of, and I try to mirror them. A long time ago, Brent and I went to interview at a broker's office, and I knew that person was going to be a high D. And so when we get in there, I was so surprised. He learned how to conform and mirror us really fast. He was like a really good host. He had drinks for us and things to eat and a book. He gave us a book, and I'm like, that's not a D. But if you learn how to control your behavior when you're in front of somebody, you'll be able to convert them in an open house. And that's all I have. Does somebody have questions?
Has everybody taken their kids?
Do
Do you know who they are?
you know what you are? Who's a D? I'm a D. Who's an I? S. Who are my S's? Yeah. C's. He's a C. And an S. So you have more than one in you. You have all four of them in you, but two of them will come to the top during when you're stressed. So when you're stressed is when the DISC really comes into place. And everybody we talk to is pretty much stressed out, and they're looking at houses. They're not, when they decide they're going to buy a house, that's a lot for them to think of. Whether they're a D, an I, an S, or a C, they are under stress. So they'll bring those to the top, and you'll see that come out. The Ds aren't trying to be difficult at all. They just, that's how they handle stress. They'll just want all those things.
That's why I say C's usually adapt to a D, because I think a D is usually like they've already made the decision in their mind. They're either going to buy the house or they're not going to buy the house. They've already made, they're going to that house based on everything they've looked at online. More than likely they've done their research and they know exactly what they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I think about a D if they're going to buy a house. And then the I's they just love the process.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I'm meeting new people. I might just look at a couple more houses.
Yeah.
This is the first one I've looked at. They're going to look at maybe 10 or 20 because they can't make a decision yet.
Yep.
And then your S's are going to be like, is this a safe neighborhood? Will I feel good here? Is this going to make me feel comfortable? And then your C's, they're looking at numbers. The D and the C have so much comparison.
They do, but if you get that combination DC together, those are your, I would say that, but my cousin is a DC, and you really have to pull information from him. They're really, they don't look like they want to talk to you. And it's not that, it's just they're processing and they want to move quickly, which you can't do both at the same time. You can't process and move quickly. That's almost impossible. It's just like me and Brent, when we go shopping, he will sit at that store and look at the back of a box and read everything on it. I'll just walk up and grab it and say, this is what I want. And then for D's, generally you're happy with the decision you make. You're not going to go back and say, I don't want it. You're generally happy with it. You're done. C's, they may question. They'll go, oh no, did I make the right decision? I need to research some more. The S's, they don't like change. And for them, they are going to fight you all the way with the change. And just reassuring them that they're making the right decision, especially at contract signing. Wow, that's a great decision. You made a great decision. This is a great house, and the neighbors are going to be great. You'll have less fight back and less cancellations on your contracts if you reassure these DISC profiles for them. And I think that's how we've worked.
Well, yeah, and then whenever you need an S, because most of the population are S, and they're S. That's
Yeah.
most population.
Yes, that's the most popular one, yes.
But S's, if you meet them in a house, one of the best things to ask them is like, how long have you been looking?
Yes.
Because then you know, if they haven't been looking that long, they're not making a decision on that.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
stuck with them for a while. But if they've been looking for a while,
Yeah.
they're like, we've been looking for 6 months. You can sell them that house. 'Cause
Yeah.
They've already looked for 6 months.
Yes.
That's what's out there. And
Yes.
that's what you reinforce. You're like,
Yeah.
I said, you've already been looking at 6 months. Tell me about what you looked at. And what did you like about what you looked at? And what did you not like about what you looked at? And then you just reinforce, oh, well, this is actually going to hit all those buttons for you then.
Yeah.
So S's are a little bit easier to put into properties, I feel like.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're also the B-backs.
What do you mean? They have to come
That
back.
person, oh my gosh, they are coming. Don't worry, I know they left, but don't worry. They loved me. They were awesome. The whole time they're going, how do I get out of here without telling him that he's a total jerk and I hate him with a passion?
Yeah.
And they're going, I'll call you back, bye. And they're running out the door.
They'll give you fake information on the sheets.
Yeah, fake info.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Won't hurt your feelings,
Yeah.
but they darn sure don't want to deal with you ever.
Yeah.
If that was the opinion they came.
Yeah. So the one question I ask people when they walk in the door is, so what is it about your current living situation that has you here today looking at this one? And usually I can guess what they are by their answers and pivot at that point. So it's a powerful tool if you know how to use it, and I suggest everybody just research a little bit more about DISC and learn who you're in front of. Because if a D walks in and you give them all the information, if you just throw it out at them, you're going to lose that person right then and there because they're not going to want that. But you do that to a C, of course, and they're going to love you. You're going to be fast friends on that end. So I learned early on, because I was just give them all, everybody who walked in the door, I'd give them all the information, and that wasn't working for me. So
Yeah,
this
I
does.
had an agent today, and she was talking to me, and she's like, how do I do this, this, and that?
Yeah.
honestly, it's gonna be wasted on me.
Right.
Because I wanna take care of you, make sure that you're happy, and I've got you everything that you need, but I need you to go, because I gotta move on to the next thing. Because what you said, I'm a D, so I take on way more than I should all the time.
Yes.
I've always got something to do.
Yes.
I love D's. The exact opposite of an S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
When they leave that room or whatever, that house, you know where you stand.
You know where
either
you
got 'em
stand.
Or you don't.
Yeah. And if you got their information,
You're good.
you're ahead of everybody else. So,
How do you
Yeah.
feel that, how can people, so you've done the John Maxwell training?
yes.
How do you get people to step outside of their personality? So obviously you step into a room and you're like, oh, they're an S. But you have to stop yourself from being a D, stop yourself from being an I, stop yourself from being an S. How do you mirror match? If they're an S, do you try to just exude it? Like what's the strategy for someone's internal? Because like I said, if I'm you were mentioning the high I, you can always, like you were saying, like every time they have an appointment, how was it? Oh, it's great. They love me.
Yeah.
Did you get their phone number? Didn't need to. They're
Yeah.
gonna call me.
No. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to mirror that person in front of you. And like I said, you have all four of those in you.
Yeah.
You just got to dig in and know, have a cheat sheet in front of you. It's like, who do I need to be in front of this person today? If it's an I and they're having fun, say, hey, let's go have coffee. I'm at work right now, but let's make a date and go have coffee and talk more about the home buying process. I've gotten so many leads that way. It's just by saying that one line, especially if they're an I. A D, I'm just going to get their information and get them information and get them in front of them at some point when they have time. But I love the Ds because they know what they want. If that's the house that they just walked into, they're going to buy it with you or somebody else. But yes, change who you are. Not changing who you are, but how you react. Because DISC is more of a behavioral style and how people deal with stress. So
Meaning their motivation.
their motivation, yes.
Tasha's disc is really cool because she's so steady. She's just a steady girl. Most of the time in stressful situations, something changes. So with her disc profile, she's an 11D, and in stressful situations, she's a 10, which is wild. But she's a 67I, but whenever she's in a stress situation, her I goes way down.
Yeah.
So I was telling her, I was like, you're so even. Like you just never get upset. You just kind of stay even. What really goes up when she's in a stressful situation is nothing. What really goes down is everything.
Well, to show that she.
It's why she just stays even, and that's why it's really cool to read people's discs because you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why she was such an awesome transaction coordinator.
Just even.
Nothing ever rocked her boat.
That's
I'd
what
be like,
clients
the world
always
is,
say. They're like, you just make me feel better.
I'm
when I
like,
talk
the
to
world
you."
is over, and I go talk to her, and I'm like, oh, we're all gonna be okay.
Not me. I'm like, do what I say.
I love your approach too, though. You get the SHIT done.
Yeah.
Scared me. I'm like, oh crap, I'm doing it. I don't even know what's going on, but I'm gonna go do it.
We see massive swings from normal to stress, and I took a disc profile when I was like 22. I worked for Circuit City. They gave me one,
Yeah.
and at the time I was like a 99I. Then that was like I was top of the board, everything's low. Times of stress, my I dropped to like a 10, and my B went to 99.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're either schizophrenic or
No.
But I realized it was like, to me, it was an immaturity thing.
Well,
But as I got older, I found that I'm a 999 D, but as I get older, I feel like more mature, my numbers fluctuate less. Like times of stress, I remain more of who I am.
Yes. Your environment.
What's the number in a category? Like if you're over a certain number, that is.
So
what you
I forget
are.
what the baseline is, but there's like
50
a,
is the base.
yeah, there's,
50,
yeah,
50. So
yeah.
anything above 50 is like where you kind of live.
So if I'm an 81, I'm pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
your
you
ones
probably
go
are
way
only-
up there. That's what you are.
Okay.
And it can-
81 on only one.
81 on one and 56 on
Yeah,
another.
there you go.
What is it?
I'm an I. I'm an
Yeah.
ID.
There you go. They go well together.
What
And-
do you do in stress situations?
I don't know.
Hold
Is it
on, I'll
tell you
tell you.
on there?
Yeah.
It's the gray.
So your D drops.
Come to you.
Your D drops.
And I feel,
Your office as fast as you can.
I feel there are different levels of Ds, different levels of Is, and it can change with your environment and your situation. And like you said, Peter, the more stressed you got, the higher your D went up. But there are times when, like I've watched myself, where my S will come up. Now my C will never be up. Well, Occasionally it might come get up there, but
Until I look at it.
yeah, until he looks
is
at
this?
yeah. I don't read anything. I just don't. Can I read? Yes, I can read. Do I want to read? No.
You're a D?
Yeah. Okay, so early in my life, I feel like I was higher, my S was higher. And people still think I'm an S when I go and talk to other people, and I don't know why, it just comes up that way. But when I'm stressed, my D is going to be up higher for sure. C doesn't move. It's like 0. It's down below. It's down there. I am an introvert. I don't like to. This is not my thing. I don't like being in big crowds, but yet my I is high. So I can be an I, and I can be out in front of people, and I can go to parties, and I can do all that. And I can mirror people really well when it comes to that. But
That's your D, though. Your D
Yeah.
is doing what is needed in the situation.
right,
That's why you can do it. It's because
Yeah.
it's what's needed. in
what's
that
needed at the
situation.
time.
He will always do what is needed in that situation.
Right. And I run 2 businesses right now, so my D's at a high level right now with that, and I do everything that I can to bring my S up for my family. And you can learn to do that too. I've learned that through John Maxwell. You can learn to bring some of those attributes out just by slowing down a little bit and thinking about things a little bit more. Just like that guy we interviewed with, it was at KW, and high D, but he brought those up. He brought the S's up so that he could meet with us.
We were both looking at each other like, what happened?
Yeah. I thought we were going to be out of there in 2 minutes, and no.
Was that
Oh, what's his name? It was
First-
class in 15
First,
years ago.
Ken, what was his name? Kent Forshey or Mark Forshey or
Something like that, yeah.
wrote a book. He got. You may know. I forget his name.
That's the one that's in, that's not the guy that's in Mo's book, is it?
Maybe.
That got fired?
Yeah. That's yeah.
No,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. Any more questions?
Jim
Forshey. Jim Forshey. Forschetti.
It's Jim
Yeah.
Forschetti.
Oh, now it's on. Okay, delete.
Well, no,
Okay.
hey, no, he did really good with this. He was
Yep.
totally able to mirror and make us feel at home. Even though he's a really strong D, it worked out really well. He did
That's
awesome.
the way that, who was this, Keller Williams, became the CEO whenever Gary stepped down. Liked that guy so
Mark.
much.
Mark.
Not Mark,
Dan. David.
the one that was being sued
He
for
was
all
in the
that
lawsuit.
sexual
He was
harassment.
in the lawsuit with KW, right?
Oh.
But then he got fired because they said it was, but
Yeah.
John Davis.
John Davis.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
You could meet this man one time and go to a class a year or 2 later, and he'd be like, Tara, how the hell are you? And you'd just be like,
How do you know that?
Incredible.
He was the CEO of Keller
Nobody
Williams that had
recognized
like
his face.
50,000 agents.
We were sitting in a room, we met him once, but he just walked in, he stopped.
Yeah.
Tara, Peter?
Yeah.
Or, like, he stopped, and we were like, what the?
Just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
It's just, but I think he was definitely a deep personality, but he shifted and became what he needed in the situation.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
He definitely wasn't a high.
If you can learn to do that, you're going to be really good at your open houses in front of people. Yeah. That's all I have, unless anybody has any other questions.
What about like working with someone with the same as you? Like I find that kind of hard to be with, like when my client's a high D, I feel like the whole time I'm a little bit more stressed than it. Like I know how to handle an I, my husband's an I, I know how to handle an S, but when I'm with another D, I'm like,
So remember what they want. What does the D want? They want to move quickly. They want bullet points. You're not going to talk very much with them. That's how you're going to connect with them, and they're going to appreciate more of that aspect of it. Yeah,
I think a D tells you what they want.
pretty much, yeah.
That's what Brent was saying. It's like a D, they either do want it or they don't want it. And you can't talk to
Yeah.
anybody ever.
Nope.
You're just like, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was great.
Thank you. Thanks.